Hey everyone! Today I'm going to talk to you about why I like narcissists. Yeah, I said it. Why I like narcissists. Because there are several reasons why I do like narcissists. I heard a narcissist say that he could withstand pressure better than most people in the business world. And I think if you're making business deals and you've got a lot of money on the line, then you would have to have the ability to withstand pressure. And I think there are other pressure situations that would make people crumble that narcissists can withstand easily. And one of the reasons for that is they lack empathy. They really struggle in that area. I've seen narcissists where there's been a tragedy or something bad happens, and they're like, where are my eyelashes? I need my coffee. Well, it's good that the person died anyway because, very callous, very just no empathy. They don't feel it. They don't connect to the feeling very easily. Now, that portion is very bad and toxic. However, if you don't have to deal with empathy or feeling compassion, then it's going to open you up for greater capacity in other areas when it comes to getting things done, because the people element is not going to slow you down or get in your way psychologically like it would a normal person who does not have a personality disorder. So, another thing that I like about narcissists is I think many of them are responsible for the heights that our nations rise to. Like all of the amazing, great things that you see, a lot of those things are the result of narcissistic people. Narcissists can have impossibly high standards, standards that are far above even your most perfectionistic person, your Enneagram ones out there. They have extremely high standards for how they want things done. And sometimes they can also notice details that escape the eyes of most people. They notice it. They want a higher level of perfection when it comes to how things get done, how things are run, wanting the best possible. So let's say a narcissist creates a school. They're going to take that school to levels that most other people would not be able to or wouldn't think of. Or, most people think fatigue, I need rest, I have to balance things. They don't think that way. They think it's going to be done, and I have the energy and the capacity to get it there. And they're going to make sure that it is excellent in so many ways and the best that it can be. And it's the same thing with companies or an idea or creating a business or being on the front line of something new and innovative, because they don't have that balance of, this is good enough. This is, hey, you know what? We've been working 18 hours. Their attitude is, well, let's work 24. They don't have a limit. They don't have a cutoff point. And one of the reasons for that is they don't want to think. They don't want to be left to their own thinking devices and abilities. They want to be, and that's because when they are left with their own thoughts, they don't usually like their own thoughts. They can't handle their own thoughts. They don't know how to balance their thoughts. They have a lot of negative thoughts that are telling them, how awful they are, or just they could have some OCD in there that's being obsessive, having obsessive thoughts. So a lot of them have learned to curb those obsessive thoughts by doing things. But that said, they want top level, top notch things or companies, whatever it is that they're dealing with. It needs to be the best. They don't have a lot of patience for something being crappy or rough around the edges or even mediocre. And most people have kind of, some areas where it's kind of like, you know what, that will do. Let's move on. Narcissists don't think that way. They value intelligence. They like highly intelligent people. And if they even for a moment think that you may not be, they're going to be very difficult for you to deal with. So the other thing about narcissists is they are idea people. And I think we all have the capacity to be idea people. We all love to come up with a great idea. There are some people who are not narcissists who are very action oriented and they like having thousands of ideas to play with. They get very bored. There are some people that, in growing up, maybe they couldn't exercise who they really were, or there have been people who, when they were children, they were hospitalized for long periods of time. And so now it's like you caged an animal. I have thousands of ideas and I want to execute and play with them. And that's great, that's fine. As long as they have empathy and a conscience for people and that's what they want to do, then go for it. But narcissists, they have an insatiable appetite for ideas, but they don't have, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. Because they have an insatiable appetite for ideas and they want to execute every idea, then they can come up with some amazing things. And they can take whatever organization that they're dealing with to a level that the other organizations aren't going to go to. They're going to be amazing. But behind the scenes, the problem with that is they usually don't have enough personnel to carry out what it is that they're doing. And then some narcissists are self-centered, so they don't realize that they're breaking their people down while they are like the Wizard of Oz, where he's behind this great curtain giving orders. They're just generating more ideas and insisting that they be executed, but they're not on the front line with you. Some of them will and some of them won't. So some of them will be on the front line with you because they don't want to be seen as weak. And then there are others that are going to be behind the scene, delving out thousands of ideas and having a tantrum if you don't execute them and they don't have enough willpower. We're going to put in this $100,000 garden. We're going to execute all of these great ideas at once. Okay, so we're going to do a carnival. Well, we're going to do a carnival that's 10 times greater than the one that was last year. So then all of the people that get to participate in the carnival are like, wow, this is so amazing. But what they don't know is the person has half killed the people who are working with them to create something extraordinary. So they can make things extraordinary because, like a narcissist told me before, the other bosses don't want to implement these ideas because they feel like it's too much work. And truthfully, it is too much work, but they don't look at that. So I don't like the taking advantage of people. I don't like that they don't seem to have the ability to balance or have an intrinsic idea of what is too much. They don't have a limit at all. And so I don't like that piece, but I do like when we look at some institutions and organizations and how our countries flourish and grow and can have some amazing aspects. More than likely, a narcissist was behind that company or that idea. But a narcissist, they just have an insatiable, bottomless pit to execute to the highest level possible, and they want to execute every single idea, no matter the consequence of the people involved. So something else I like about narcissists is they are very knowledgeable. So whatever subject it is that they're interested in, or whatever their career path is, or their areas of interest, they usually know it backwards and forwards. They are a plethora of information. They know a lot and they master things. So sometimes you may have a leader or somebody that wants to lead, and they jump in there and they're not very good at leading. They don't understand how to lead. They cause organizations to crumble and fall to pieces. And not to say that a narcissist can't do that, because if they lose interest in that organization or they're on to the next thing, they'll let that organization crumble into bits and pieces and they won't give a care. But as long as they're in the organization, they're gonna make it flourish and they're gonna make it amazing. But there are some people in the world who want to be leaders so badly and they are not good at it, to be honest with you. So I've seen different areas not do very, or different businesses or organizations not flourish because the people in leadership don't know what they're doing. Well, a narcissist doesn't mind. They have an insatiable appetite for studying, understanding what they're doing, getting it right, practicing, reading. They can know their job backwards and forwards. They can figure out what works, what doesn't work. They can be determined that we're not going to fail again. We're going to get this right, and they're going to get on the right track. Whereas you may see someone else who's not very good at leading do a really crappy job because they don't have the patience or the knowledge or the understanding that the narcissist does. By the way, the type of narcissist that I'm referring to is high functioning. If you have a low functioning narcissist or one that's kind of in the middle somewhere, they can also destroy some organizations and tear them up completely. So another area that I like about narcissists is, strangely enough, they can go to bat for some people. So if for some reason in their mind there's this rule that says people should not be treated this way based on racial inequality or whatever, they will go to bat for that person, and or special needs children or whatever it is. And they can say things in a way that other people can't because they don't care what you think. They're not looking for, they're not empathetic. So they can be very direct and they can say things and beat people down in a way. So if there's an area that they feel strongly about, they have no problems speaking up and standing up for it and shutting people down. What's interesting about narcissists is they can use that same ability and stomp all over everyone for something that makes absolutely no sense to anybody but them. So they are defending something that is just asinine or stupid or weird, but they believe in it. They believe it's right. You dropped a crumb in the middle of the carpet. You're making everybody think that we're messy. And you're like, but no one can even see that crumb. So a final thing that I like about narcissists that you might find ironic, and this is if you have a connection with a narcissist, they trust you, they like you, is you can talk to them about some topics that are very difficult to talk about with other people. They tend to have a capacity for it, a tolerance and understanding, and you can actually start to make some headway in an interesting way. Like, you could talk to someone that's a different ethnicity than you, and you can talk about race relations, how it impacts you, how it impacts them, how it impacts people in the world. And people don't talk very easily about cultural differences. They get very squeamish and very like, oh my gosh, I can't talk about that. But I can think of a narcissist that we have had countless conversations, and it is so refreshing to just be able to be open and honest. So there are topics that you can talk to them about that are very difficult to talk to with other people. If you would like me to do more videos like these that show you things that you're not going to necessarily find in the DSM 4 or 5, but that help you to understand the narcissist better and what you're dealing with, then like this video, please subscribe to it and share it with others, because that's how the videos get out to other people, and I put in a lot of time and work on these videos. So I would appreciate you sharing and supporting the channel. Take good care of yourselves and have an amazing day. Bye.